Hey, what is up everyone, it's Quan, and today we'll be looking at some variants of the new Mount Fuji track. These are some footage I got from Gameloft themselves, so of course thank you to Gameloft for allowing me to do this. And what I'll be doing today is that I will have a look at the track. I will also analyze it as we go along the track and to get my thoughts on it. And I will not be commenting on like the scenery and stuff because like I'm not Japanese and I don't understand enough of like the Japanese culture to comment on most like the design choices. What I'll be looking into today is just simply the track layout. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So this is the first variant of the Mount Fuji track, and we have like some footage of the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 as well. So as you can see here, there's like a railroad track up there that we cannot get up on this route, or actually we probably can. There's like hopefully it doesn't respawn you, but like I do think that if you take this ramp you can actually go up onto the railroad track. If not, because there's actually like a route split here. Actually no, the route split had nothing to do with like the railroad over there. So I'm not sure like if you can just like take a ramp and like go up there, but if you can go up there, you can cover like a lot less distance as compared to like going just on ground. There's like an arrow that pushes you down, so maybe you can actually like go up onto like the railroad track over there, and then you will have to drop back down to this route. Once you drop back down though, there is another ramp for you to either like go into the slower route, or you can also just skip the ramp and just go like the upper route over here, because like as you can see we have like these two routes, two different routes at two different elevations, and maybe you can actually like chain the ramp over here, because like we got like another ramp. So like what I'm thinking is that maybe like for like the shortest distance, right, you would like take this early ramp up here. I mean, there's also like another ramp here. You take the first ramp to get up to speed and like get some more nitro, and then you would take the second ramp up here to go up onto like the railroad track. Hopefully there's like actually space for you to go there. If not, then it's also fine to just take like the route down below here as well. Do not go right at the start. Down below here, take this ramp and then go back to the left. Then you take this ramp right here, go more into the left, and you take this ramp. I'm not sure if you can go high enough to get past this bridge over here, or you have to go it low. But yeah, so far we have like a lot of like early like ramp chains, and that kind of shows me that this is going to be like an extremely high speed track. And again, like after Chicago, most of what Gameloft's been doing are like very high speed tracks, which I mean they are fun, but lower speed cars will really like not have a chance. So far from what I'm seeing, and like the roads are also like very like wide, so I would also say that this is not a suitable track for you to wall ride at any section. It's better to probably like just steer once you're already like at your top speed, unless your car is like that bad when it comes to like steering or like drifting. I don't think that wall riding is like the best option in any of these routes so far. Like, as you can see, like the one that's driving like the Skyline GTR right now is like barely losing speed on the corners. Although like this car does seem to have like quite snappy steering, like it doesn't really lose like that much speed from steering. So maybe it's also like just the car itself. But from so far, like based on what I've seen in the footage, like these are like very shallow corners. So I think like you can just try to like get a good line, like get a really good line in here. So like you would not have to like wall ride. And also to use more nitro as well. There's another ramp in here. Okay, now we have like this huge drop. This huge drop that we go through like a cliff over here, and then there's like another ramp. So there's like, I don't think there's like any like huge corners in this entire track so far. Like from what I've seen. Okay, now there's like that's like one corner, but even this corner is like quite shallow. And yeah, that is like a full lap of the first variant. So yeah, let's just go back through this again as I will name my final thoughts on it. Like it's a really high speed track. I don't think that lower speed cars actually have a chance. Just like you have like a bunch of these like ramp chains And also you have to actually go into like the correct route, because like this is first of all, this is shorter. Then you drop down here to go back to like the shorter route again. Actually, I do have one more like theory, is that I'm not entirely sure. Actually, no, I do think that this route is like blocked off over here, as you can see like on where I'm circling my cursor. I do think it is blocked off, because like if it's like not blocked off, it would be better to, I mean probably not, but it might be better to just stay on the upper route and drop down on the right. But it seems that it has already been blocked off, so it's still faster to still drop down here. As you can see, like there's like a lot of like ramp chains and like shallow corners, while the track's like extremely wide. So this would be like a really high speed tracks. If this were to be in, let's just say like multiplayer, you would expect to see stuff like what, Devel, Absolute, Imperium, like just stuff like that doing really well on this track. And low-key, because of how like these corners are like really shallow, I do think that the Totters could also do quite well on this track, because like one of the biggest disadvantages of the Razor Totters is the drifting. And on this track, you don't have a lot of those like sharp corners that requires you to do like long drifting. So maybe like the Totters is also like a pretty solid option for this track. But in general, like just cars with like really high speed would be really good over here. It's like this probably is like the most like speed-oriented track in the game. Like even more so than, let's just say, Scotland, because like I would say in Scotland there are still like some certain like corners and stuff. This doesn't feel like it has any so far, but maybe this is just like one variant that is like very top speed based. What if like other variants will have something else for it? And with that, we will move on to the second variant. Okay, so we have the second variant of Mount Fuji over here. Once again, we start with like a very early ramp or a nacho bottle. I would say like that sort of like early nacho bottle would be useful for something like the Vel. Like you could just like drift just a little bit and then you shockwave off this bottle here. But for other cars, I would say it's probably better to go into this ramp and do like a 2 barrel rolls and you land over here. Oh, okay. Wait, what? I thought we were like going into the roundabout. What? I mean, wait, no, not the roundabout. Going into the loop. Because like, what's the point of like this entire like loop over here if you can just like skip it and go into this route? Like, what even is the point? I don't get it. What was that for? Okay, so over here we have another route split. It would be better for you to like go up onto like this flat ramp to this upper route right here. And if I'm seeing it correctly, yeah, you can see over here that after this flat ramp, there's like another flat ramp here. So it would be like a pretty nice airspeed section as well. And you can go over here. We'll also like cover less distance compared to the route below. I would it though? But maybe the other route does have like a lot more airspeed potential from what I saw. There could also be more ramps, but of course, like since the preview video doesn't have like all routes like covered, we can only see like one route at a time. So there's still some things that we will have to wait until when the track is added to the game first to test it out ourselves. Yeah, I do like the gate opening in here though. Hopefully it opens in time. Because like sometimes like when people just go in autopilot and then like they forgot to do something, like they might hit like these gates and then they might break, like those gates in Norway, if you know what I mean. And yeah, a pretty cool addition. Another ramp over there. It's like a lot of like, I would say these are like kind of random ramps because like they are just there in the track on like a really straight section, so you're just there to like, get like a bit more speed. Once again, like a bunch of like these like shallow corners. Have to like take too much effort to go through them. Another ramp on like a straight section again. You go back to this cliff once more. Yeah, a really top speed oriented track. And yeah, this one is even like more straightforward than the last one. Only because like I think, what is it? This I have like a lot of questions about. Like, what I think if you do go onto like this loop, you can like go down to this route like normally, right? But the point of having like the loop there is for your car to drift, for like those like lower speed cars to have a chance to catch up to those higher speed cars that cannot drift. And then you just make an opening that makes the car like completely skip the loop. I would say that this is not a good track design choice like at all. Like, what's the point of like having this entire loop in here? And then you also did advertise it. You did say that there's like a loop that rivals like 1,000 minutes. You advertised about it, and then now you just make this variant having an opening like this. You just skip the loop entirely. I would not say that this is a good track design choice. Like, this is not good at all. You just skip this entire, like, the only like drifting test in the entire track so far. It's like, imagine if you can just like skip the loop in 1,000 minutes. Like, suddenly all of those like bad drifting cars would be like instant kings on like those tracks, on like that track. It's the same case in here. Like, the cars were drifting. Like, they were supposed to gain on the other higher speed cars with like garbage drifting in this loop in here. But like, it just skipped through the loop. I don't understand this at all. And yeah, afterwards, like, again, we do have like a lot of these like shallow corners and like route splits. Yeah. Of course, like, we would have to wait for the tracks to be added to see if this route below here is actually slower than the route above there or not, because like sometimes these routes above can it's like the minimap doesn't entirely tell the entire story. Like, what if the route above has like some rough terrain that will slow you down? That we will have to wait until when this track actually gets added into the game for us to actually like test it out. But for now, I would say like the upper route, if it has like no rough terrain, it would be faster, just because like it has like more airspeed potential. But yeah, there's like a lot of these like random barrel runs, which I mean I don't mind, but it feels like they don't serve any purpose other than for you to just like get some more like nitro, like more airspeed. Okay, one thing I just thought of is that if you can take like this barrel ramp like low and then you land here, you can bounce up and get even more airspeed. And then now you can have like some retained airspeed for this ramp up next, so that you can like have a lot more speed going up through this cliff. And also considering that you're landing like on an uphill, as you can see here, like in the clip, because like the test driver did not use like any nitro while he landed, or just like single nitro, he dropped down to like 320. So ideally you should have like at least like some orange nitro going, or even better, have your shockwave going while you land from this ramp. And maybe landing with like a 360 would not be good at all, because like you would lose a lot of speed like landing on an uphill like this. But then again, you also do have like another barrel ramp like right after that for you to like regain like your speed. And yeah, that is the second variant of the Mount Fuji track. Like, this track is like so speed oriented. I don't think I've ever seen like a track that is like more top speed oriented than this one. Like I said, even Himalayas, even Scotland is like, it's probably not even a competition at this one. This track's like way too speed. Like, it's way too speed based so far. Handling cars will have zero chance on here. Hopefully like the other variants that are not in the preview show like a different story, because I do want like more variety on these tracks. Like, at least like in India, yes, that's a top speed track, but there's still like some certain like chicanes or like rough terrain sections that like the higher nitro, like higher handling cars could have an advantage over like just simply the high speed cars. But in here I'm seeing like almost like nothing that can actually stop the high speed cars from just like clearing this track at near top speed the entire time. Yeah, that is the second variant of the Mount Fuji track, and let's move on to the final one that we have in the preview right here. Right, and this is the final variant that I have over here. And we start off on a bridge going through a Dori gate. It's pretty cool. Alright, here I can see that the nitro bottles are like really close to each other. So you could, you know, like how in Pudong Rice, like there's a yellow and there's a blue nitro bottle like right next to each other, and you can click both of them for early shock air start. You can definitely do that here. In fact, here is even like closer. I don't think you will even have to drift. You can just like go through them, like micro drift just a little bit, and then you can shockwave right into the next section over here. And there will be another ramp up here. which again, that I'm not entirely sure why like both of the variants that were shown in here just skip this entire loop. Now we're going like the other way around. You can see like there's like an entire road up onto this loop. I don't understand like why are we like skipping the entire loop? Like what's the point of having the loop there? We are just gonna like skip it. Like I do not like them just skipping the loop like this. Okay, let's continue with this variant. Another ramp in there. So like again, like that's a lot of like random barrel ramps without like any like much meaning. Like a lot of these barrel ramps are just there for you to like get more speed on like a really straight section. I've not seen a single corner spot. Oh, so here is when we can choose like what route to go on. And yeah, it does. Yeah, we do have space up here. We do have space on like the train tracks over here. Yeah, we can go up there. Maybe it's not good to just go up here instantly unless there's there's like a boost pad in there. So okay, that actually reminds me of like Asphalt 6, where instead of like nacho bottles, there's like some boost pads in like certain sections. Like in the Tokyo map in Asphalt 6, that was something like that as well, where if you go into like this route, instead of like nacho bottles, you get a boost pad which also speeds you up. That's actually pretty cool. So now you actually would have to like consider going to this route like early on to get this boost pad instead of going on it later. Actually, I do think that you can still like go on it later and still get the boost pad. It's like from what I can see over here, like I can also just analyze a potential like ramp chains for you. So over here, instead of like 316, I would say that you can also just go into this barrel ramp and then let me just explain this. So first off, you go onto this barrel ramp at the right side, and then you go onto like the left side train track. Then you drop down here, you drop down over here. Let's just do this, and then you get up on this barrel ramp on the right, and then now you go back up on the train track, dodge this train, and you get this boost pad. That should be the idea. Yeah, and then you drop down here, you get this ramp once again, and for you to drop down afterwards, like you take this barrel ramp again, I don't know low or high, to just get back onto like the faster route. That is like a really good ramp chain. That does remind me of like Barcelona in Asphalt 8 when it comes to like chaining your ramps. It's like that does seem to be pretty fun so far, even though like it's still like very speedy. It's still just like speed section, like really high speed sections. That does seem to be really fun with like how you can just chain like the ramps and like the airspeed over there. And like I would be really excited to try this map right now, but of course like the update hasn't arrived yet. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, the update has already arrived, and that not just me but you guys as well can experience this track and just try that ramp chain out to see like if it actually works as I suspected from the footage over here. Okay, this part is similar to the first variant that I watched so far, so nothing has changed. Oh, but instead of like going to the other way, we go into a tunnel now. Tunnel of like apparatus. Okay, the roads are very wide. So like the roads are very wide, which means that there should be like more opportunities for like overtakes in multiplayer. It's like wider tracks are like a lot better for multiplayer than like narrower tracks for like obvious reasons. And so far, this does seem to be good for like multiplayer, but then again, it wouldn't promote like much variety over here. It's like what you would only be seeing are just like those 530 cars. It's just gonna be like the Val, Absolute, Imperium, Tartarus, and just repeat. Even things like Venom F5, I would say Venom F5 is not going to be that good on this track. Because like first off, it lacks acceleration at the start, which the other cars do have. And secondly, it only goes like 512. Meanwhile, the other cars go like minimum 535. And so like, it would not have enough speed to catch up with the other cars. And because like this track doesn't really like have spots where it would actually like, punish the cars with like air acceleration penalty, this would not be a good like if you're using like something like Venom F5 or like the Kozato Chimera, like you are also like not going to catch up to like those cars, especially when the loop is skippable. Like the other variant, you can just like drop down and skip this entire loop. This variant, there's like a ramp for you to skip the loop. Like if the loop is like not even there, like you don't even go on the loop, there's no way for like those cars, like even like Venom F5 or like Kozato Chimera or like any other car with like really good drift would be able to like compete with like the high speed cars on this track. Right, and let's continue with this section over here. and we're exiting the tunnel. There's more like nacho bottles, and it should like stay close to the inside line here. Here it's very important for you to just like stay near the inside line. It's like these are just like these are just like more shallow corners. So like once you take this nacho bottle, just stay as close to the inside line as possible, so that you can save as much time as you could, because like, you're traveling less distance, and then take your line. Yeah, that's actually really good. If you just like stay close to the inside line, and then here you exit the corner, and you can just like go straight into this ramp, that would be really good as well. Here we go into the other way of the gate. Yeah. Alright, so the other route, you have to go left. That I said that we could get like some airspeed in here. Down here there's like one barrel ramp, of course. Maybe the bottom route is still better, because it does seem to be like a bit less distance compared to the other route there. Yeah, that is the final variant of the Mount Fuji track, and let's just watch this once again for the last time before the end of this video. So my thoughts on the Mount Fuji track is that it's an extremely speed-based track. Like, low speed cars will have absolutely zero chance. Like, no matter how good the handling is, they will have absolutely zero chance on this track based on like the variants I've seen so far. There's like a lot of like ramps where it doesn't really like change anything, so it just feels random. But this section right here, like the railroad section right here, where you can chain like a lot of ramps, and also like the boost pad in here, is like really interesting, and I do find that to be really fun. It also reminds me of like Asphalt Legends as well. It's just like probably just nostalgia, just like coming back to me. Yeah, and that just makes me like this track a bit more. It's just because of that one boost pad. Hopefully the boost pad is actually like not part of like an event, and it's just there on the track, so that there is actually like some sort of like variety in like the track elements in here. There's not just ramps and like nacho bottles, there's also like more entities on this track, and I do want to like see the boost pad being like a permanent addition to some more parts of these kind of tracks. Yeah, for me it is a pretty beautiful track. It's like really wide, which is also something that I do enjoy. Now, the more important thing about this track is that not only do you have to pick the correct car, like the high-speed cars, you will also have to be very mindful of your racing lines. Like, you just do not wall ride on this track like at all, and you would have to like take like good cornering. Like, you have to take like really good racing lines, because like, okay, it's a wide track, and if you just take like this shallow corner like really wide, you are wasting like a lot of time. So just be careful of your racing line, and that should be a way for you to like go fast on this track. And again, I will still have to like see like in game like what the other route is, because like in both of these clips, like the test driver is only going on this bottom route. Therefore, like I cannot tell like what happens in the other route in here. But yeah. So that is it for this video, where I analyzed the layout of the new Mount Fuji track in Asphalt Legends. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. This is a little bit different from what I usually do on the channel, because like I don't exactly receive like these these previews like early, or like I do them, but then I got lazy and I just like analyze them on a live stream instead of like a video. But hopefully like in a video format, it would be better for you guys to rewatch like certain sections and like that I pointed out, and like again I have the opportunity to like edit certain sections that I want you guys to focus on as well. But yeah, thank you all for watching today. Next up is gonna be the new drift gate analysis video. Hope to see you all there as well. Goodbye.